Hey guys, I just found out Hostinger wants me to pay $131.88 for a single year of hosting, while I can grab 4 years for $165 using a new email. That's the classic hosting trap. They hike your renewal price once your initial contract ends, and they won't help you move your site. So today, I'm going to show you how to transfer your WordPress site from your old Hostinger account to a brand new one, so you can keep more money in your pocket. Let's jump right in. This is a classic hosting price trap. Renewals jump from $3.99 to $8.99 a month, and they offer zero help transferring your site away. Moving your WordPress site isn't hard. Here's a quick rundown. First, you need to do a backup. Download your entire site, files, and database as a zip file. Then upload. Put that zip file on your new hosting account. Third, extract. Unzip everything into the main folder. Fourth, create a fresh database on your new host and import your old site's SQL file. Fifth, update your config file. Open up the wp-config.php file and change the database name, user, and password. Lastly, clean up. Delete the old site, and if you're fully switching hosts, update your name servers. That's it. Simple steps to stay in control and avoid being overcharged, getting the greatest flexibility. All right, guys. So what I'm going to show today is how to transfer a WordPress site from one host or hosting account to another. As some of you may know, hosting can be really nice and really cheap at times, or it can, once your contract period is up, the host often jacks up the price double or even triple. That's just the way the hosting niche or market works. I'm not sure why that is, but that's beside the point. Today, I'm going to teach you how to avoid this snafu and avoid paying high prices, but always getting the good quality hosting service. So for your information, as you can see right here, look, this business web hosting expires today. They want me to pay, or 6 websites are going down. Now, if I pay them, I'm going to essentially be paying double plus, more than double the original amount, double and a half perhaps. So it's a lot. And the funny part is that if you go and buy this business hosting with a new email, it is super cheap, extremely cheap. It's a great price. So I spoke to their support this week and asked them why they do this, and they couldn't offer me anything but a 10% off coupon, but obviously that's not enough. But they know that it is not simple to transfer a website or download it, upload it to a new host server and configure it. It does take a little bit of technical knowledge, but what I'm going to show today is that it's not hard. So I'm going to make a template for it so that you can rest assured you're always getting the cheapest price for the best hosting service. So what I've done is gone and used a new email and purchased another brand new hosting service for the rock bottom low price for 4 years. So it's really good value. And I'm just going to take these websites and I'm going to take them down off this one and put them on the new one. I'm going to, funnily enough, I have actually shared admin privileges of the new hosting account with this one. So I can just control it all within the same interface. Hostinger is a good host server. It's just that the host server industry likes to jack up the price after your original contract is over. Okay, so I'm just going to account sharing like this, and then I'm going to manage servers. This is the new one right here. So I've already set up or begun setting up this new site here. I'm going to click on manage, and this is the interface. This is a temporary URL that they've given me. And so what I have to do now is upload all the files, the content files, and then upload the database and reconfigure them so the database points at the right content, and then that'll be it. We have to do a couple other steps, such as editing the name servers where the URL is located. All right, first things first, I'm going to demonstrate the first thing we need to do, and that is to download the files of the website on the old server so that we can migrate it over to the new one. So here you have different business web hosting accounts. Let's say, for example, we're going to download this one right here. We would want to come into Dashboard. And then here you'll see they have prepared backups for you. You'll click on File Backups like that. And then you'll see in the dropdown, looks like they do a backup once a week here. So you just select the most recent one, click on Next Step. And depending on the size of your website, this could take a few minutes, but right now it's displaying all of the files on the host server. And all you're going to do is click on Download All Files. And that will begin a download. And this may also take quite a while depending on how many sites you have on the host server and how large those sites are. This step, you may need to wait a few minutes. Illustrate right here what I've done. So I have downloaded all those 6 websites, and they're right in here. So I've downloaded, there's 1, 2, 3, there. It looks like there's 7, but I've actually already disconnected one and deleted it. All right, so once we have the backup of the sites at the original hosting, I'm going to first come over to the new host plan, and I'm going to come into this empty business web hosting account, and then I'm going to add a website. And this time I'm going to choose migrate website because I already have everything. So we're just bringing it over. So I am going to use upload backup files like that. Yeah. So now they have set up a temporary URL for us. So I'm going to go right into manage. And then what we have to do is upload the compressed zip file that we took from the original host server. So that contains all of our websites. And so we're going to go into this folder right here, and then I'm going to upload the backup, and it's here in downloads. And I'm going to select details, and then we're going to find the backup I took, which is right here. It's over 10 gigabytes. So we're going to upload this. Now it will take a while since it's quite a bit of size. So as you can see, it's going to take a little while. So we'll wait for that. All right, so now the zipped backup that we uploaded to the server public_HTML folder is complete. So I'll just unpack it. I'm going to just right click and then click on extract here. And then I can just call it backup, for example. All right, so that actually just took about 2 minutes. So here we are. Now what we're going to do is open up this backup and then come into domains. And so here are all the websites that we have. And I'm going to start with this one. And so what we're going to do is come into the website that we want to restore, and then come into its public_HTML folder. And then here are all the files of that website. So I'm going to click on Control A, and then I'm going to use this icon here to move them. And I want to move them to that parent folder, which is the one files / right here. This one, it needs to be coming into this server's public._HTML folder. So I'm going to move them, and there may be some files that need to be replaced. So you can just go ahead and click on replace like that. And then we'll click back on this house icon, and we're back into the parent again. And so here they all are. And so here is our backup that we just made. And here was the original zip file, the 10 gigabytes zipped file. But what you're seeing right here is everything for triumphmarkets.com. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to have to come back over here to the databases, and we're going to have to create a database. WordPress website consists of a content folder and an SQL database. So this is a new WordPress website, and so it doesn't have an SQL database yet. So we're just going to create, let's say I'm going to open up a notepad file here, and we're going to create a database name, user name, and a password. And then these can be just random. So I'm just going to go JJ Triumph 2025, something like this. Make sure that you do remember them. And this one can also be random, just the other way around. And then the last one, we'll just get it to create us a random password like this. And then I'll just, before I do that, I'll just jot it down. So that's important to remember it, create it like that. So now once that is set up, we need to actually come and we need to import the SQL database from the original site, the site that we want to import or migrate here. So we just click on the import button here and choose the file. So I have to go to the Triumph Markets folder that I created, and I saved the database right here. And then I'm just going to click on import. And then all this on the left side will appear, and you could actually come into options, for example, and then you can see that it's referring to Triumph Markets. So we know that we've got the right database in there. Then we can come back here, and we need to go back to Files and File Manager and just check this one thing, and that is the wp-config file. So what we have to do is come in here and edit that. And then if you'll see over here on the left, there's database name, database user, and database password. Now these are all from the old database, but we just set that one up a moment ago right here. So what we have to do is take these and actually replace the values in between these single quotes or the apostrophes there. Make sure you don't delete them and that you get everything set correctly. All right, and then once you do that, we can click on the save button, and then we will return back. And so that should take care of that actually. So I'm going to come back to the website. So right now we've got this temporary domain. So what I want to do is I want to turn this one into a regular domain, the one that I plan to use. So I'm going to use triumphmarkets.com and click on next, domain added to your site. Okay, so on the overview here, that our formal final URL is connected. It's looking all correct here. So we'll just visit, but there's an error establishing a database connection. This is definitely related to the step that I demonstrated where we looked at the wp-config file and we updated the settings there. We have an error with the database connection. I just recalled that we likely didn't update the wp-config file correctly. I'm going to come back into my database here. If you'll notice, I didn't put the complete database name and username in. So that's why we're getting an error. So all I have to do is take these two values. See, originally I had this only. It should be this. So just goes to show how easy it is to make a mistake, but it's such a small thing and it makes such a huge difference. This ability really empowers you. This allows you to have control over your money and also where you do business, and just gives you so much option and flexibility. So look, with those, all I'd have to do, and I'll just demonstrate it quickly. So go back to the file manager, go into Triumph Markets public_HTML, just like we did before, and edit the wp-config file. But if you'll notice, a minute ago, I only added the end part of these two parameters. So you have to put the entire thing in, and then you save it, and then it will work. Okay, so then once you do that, you come back here to your overview, your website, and then you can click on your website here, and look, it's working. So that's a great thing. Success with the first one. Basically what I did was I saved myself hundreds of dollars. I basically was able to buy a new hosting account for 4 years at the original cheap price. So it's almost like getting 4 years for one. And it does mean that perhaps every year or every 2 years, or however long your contract is, you have to migrate your sites to another account. But what it does is guarantee that you will always get the lowest price and the greatest convenience, the highest quality host server for the lowest price. Okay, so with that said, let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's now just add our next site. So I'm going to go back to the overview here and actually go to websites, and I'm going to add a website. And like we discussed last time, we're going to use Migrate. Upload the backup files. Oh, right. So just like last time, we set up a temporary domain, and now we're going to add the files in the database. This time, we're going to have a little bit of a different structure here because we uploaded the backup, the 10 gigabyte zip file. We uploaded that to another public_HTML folder. So it'll be a little bit confusing this time. So instead of coming here, when you come into File Manager, you want to actually go to this one, File Manager, and then you can access the files of the temporary URL or all of them. So this is, look, reach all your website's files. See, we've already put a Triumph Markets on there. Now we're going to put the SeanEpi.com on there. We have set up a temporary URL so that we can upload the files from the previous site. But those backups, as you remember just in the previous part of this video, are a part of that 10 gigabyte zip file. So that's like in another folder on this host server. So we come in here, and remember there were domains, and there the two are. So this should be starting to make a little bit more sense now. And if we come into Triumph and we come over here, then remember that this is where the 10 gigabyte zip is. And then remember we called, when we extracted it, we called that backup. So we know, then we click into that, and then the domains are there, and then here are all the sites. So this time we're going to do SeanEpi. And so when I click in through that, I go to public HTML, and then here are all the sites. So I click Control A, and then I can right click and use the Move File button. And so I want to make sure that we're moving this to the right folder. So let's see. This is where we have to find the correct one. So just to make this clear, we want to be in domains and then the temporary URL that we were just given, and then the public HTML file. So what we're going to do is we're going into the backups, we're going to the domains, we're going to get the files of the website that we want, which is this seanepi.com. I'm going to press Control A, and then I'm going to right click, I'm going to press move. But what I want it to go to is domains. We want not here, domains, no, not here. Files, domains, yeah, one more up. No, one more up. Yeah, domains, and then this one right here, and then this one right here. It should look like this. And yes, that's correct. This is the temporary domain that they have given us, where we're going to put seanepi.com, and we want the files to go into the public _HTML file folder. So I'm going to move them. Okay. So here they are. And as before, let's go back now to the hosting interface. So we've got two websites. Let's manage them. We've got two websites here. And we want to go to this one, dashboard. And we need to upload the database. Okay. Now, just like last time, let's do this in a new text file. So we've got this one. So I'm going to put database name equals this, and I'm going to put username, and I'm going to put this one. And then I'm going to make them create us a random password there, and I'm going to create that. And so that's set up. So if you remember, now we have to come back over here to files, file manager. We're going to access, this time we can just access the sites folder file and come in here to the wp-config, edit it. And as you can see, you have to include the whole thing there. See, it's very easy to make this mistake. So whatever you do, let's go to management, and you'll see that we need the entire string. So all of this here. So it's not enough to just have the back portion or the end portion there. Okay, so now I will take the database name, and we'll go back to files, file manager, into this temporary folder. And then we'll come over here to the wp-config, and we will add that, and then come up here, add this one, and then let's do the password. And I'll change these passwords for my own security. Okay, so there we go. And then we click on save, and we're done. So then we'll go back into this, we'll go back to the websites here, and now we have to change it to our formal live website. But before we do that, I'm going to come over here into GoDaddy to the actual URL. This is where I purchased the URL at GoDaddy. So I come into the domain portfolio and search out the URL, and then I'll come into DNS here. And then I will I have to point the name servers there at or to hosting. So I'm going to change the name servers, and then I'm going to use my own name servers. And then just to make it easy, I'm going to come over here to Google Hostinger name servers like that, and they'll just be right here. There's two of them. So I'm going to put one in there, and then grab the other one, and put it in there like that. and click on continue. So now if we refresh this, you'll see these name servers have changed. And see, now these are the name servers of Hostinger. Okay, so back over to Hostinger right here. We see this is a temporary domain. We're going to click on that, and I'm going to put seanepi.com. Okay, yeah. So now the trick, there's one small thing that I forgot to do, and this wasn't the case with the previous one. I have to delete the original website from the old server. So that's a good step to go over with everybody. I'm going to go to, as I pointed out in the beginning, I have this old hosting server that's about to renew, and it's going to be very expensive if I renew. So I bought a really cheap and long-term new business web hosting so I can save money and still have the same level of service. But in order to do that, I have to come in here to the websites, actually right there, and click here on that, and then click on this and delete it. So that has to be deleted from the old server before you can get it to work on the new one. Okay, so this may take a couple minutes. Not sure if it will be immediate. Yeah, it looks like it's been removed from this old server, and let's now go back to account sharing and go over to this new John Jones one, and let's access the temporary URL. Oh, yeah. Websites. Dashboard, temporary, and let's see what happens. Okay, see, so now I own it. It no longer detects the old one. So we can just change like that and continue. And now it's gonna take a minute for this to connect, so we'll just pause briefly for a moment. Okie dokie, and just a few minutes later, the DNS is propagated, and here is the site. So pretty quick, not too complex, and it's going to save you a lot of money. And actually, it's going to free you up. It's going to give you more option. You're going to be able to switch hosting whenever you want and not be hostage to any kind of freelancer or any company. So I think that's a good thing. All right, so let's move on from here. All right, guys, so just for good measure, I'm going to do one final site for you and just demo how easy this is. Once you know this process, you are really empowered. You can take your own business into your own hands. You do not need to rely on any freelancer or any third party. So you can make your business decisions when you want. So that will allow you to save the most money and be the most flexible. So just like before, I've created a third website. It's this horoscope website on this new hosting account. And I'm going to go into it like this. Actually, what we need to do is first get all the site files from that zip folder that we uploaded previously in this video. So we'll come down over here to Files and to File Manager. And if you recall, all that backup folder is in seanepi.com, which we just finished. So I'm going to look at all the business web hosting files, and then I'm going to come in here, and those files that contain We Love Horoscope are in Seanepi, in the public_HTML, and here in backup. So I'm going to actually right click and move the backup over to We Love Horoscope and then into the public HTML folder file. like that, boom, move. Okay, so that is actually right here. Now it's already moved and we're on that page. But just to give you perspective, I'm going to jump back in and start back over here at the main menu in the website list. And so we're at We Love Horoscope. We want to restore this website from the old host server. So I'm going to come in here to dashboard, and actually I can come to this file manager, or the same function is here. So if I click here, this will take me directly in to the We Love Horoscope public_HTML file folder. I'll click in. There's the backup that we just put there. Now we click into it and we see that the We Love Horoscope website files are all in here. I'm going to press Control A. I want to move them to back out, all the way back out, and into, I went one too far there. I want them into this public_HTML folder like that. So there they all are. So we can hit the house icon, and then we're here in We Love Horoscopes public_HTML file, and here is everything. All of the files for that website are right here. Okay, so now the next step is to do the database. So let's jump back over here and we'll go to the database. As you remember, I just opened up a notepad file, and I'm just going to make this We Love Horoscope, something like that. And then I'm going to make, and then next step, I'm going to do something like this. And I make sure that I am writing those down. Now remember, we have to get the whole thing here. So let's put it down. DB name equals that. And then DB user is, remember, we're going to have to use this one. So that was the one thing we overlooked last time. And the password, I'm just going to let them make a new one like this, and then I'm going to create. So I'm going to go over here and put the password in here like that. So now we have everything ready to go. Okay, so here we are. Once we've established this, remember what we have to do? We actually have to import the previous SQL database from the old site, or from the original old hosting. So here that is. We're going to click on import. I'm going to click on choose file. So I've downloaded the SQL database right here. So I'm going to upload it and click on import. And when that imports, you'll see here on the left, all the files will come in. Okay, so there you are. And you can actually click on something like options, and you can see that this is referring to We Love Horoscope. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to come back over to the website, and we're going to go into the files again, file manager for We Love Horoscope. And then I'm going to click on public_HTML and find the wp-config file and edit it. And then remember, we have to adjust or edit this, and it has to have the new parameters. So that's the user, and that's the name. This is the user and the password. Okay, once we do that, we have to click save. Make sure you got everything correctly. Then we can go back to the website. All right, so once we've done all those things, we just come back into here, and you can see that the website is now working. So there we have it. That is a great demonstration. I've done three websites. I demoed all the steps involved in transferring them. And if you know this trick, this skill, this totally opens up your world, because you don't have to rely on a single person, and you're always going to get the best hosting at the lowest price. I have worked for years on this kind of thing, and it was not until I understood how to do this for myself that I finally feel like I don't need other people, and that I actually have freedom, and that I actually can get what's best for me when I need or want it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I believe that this is a really valuable skill, and it took me probably 10 years before I finally figured out how to do this. And it was one of the most key things in my personal development, and allowed me to take control of the course and the direction of my business. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.